Hi, this is Karen and welcome to another Christmas card making tutorial at dolallycrafts. This is the card we're making today, but I'm changing it up just a little bit. It's a little bit too teal in colour, so I'm actually changing some of it. It's a surprise opening card. You lift the flap and that's where the sentiments are. But as you can see, it will still stand up nicely, and if you want to hang it from a garland, you can. So yeah, this is the card we're making today, and I'm hoping it's all going to go really smoothly, but you know me, we'll see how it goes. Okay, to start off with, I'm going to bring in our 2 pieces of Very Vanilla. Don't worry about any of the sizes. If you click on the link below, the top link down in the description panel will take you straight to the page where this project is. Okay, I'm going to use Pretty Peacock instead of doing any heat embossing. I'm just going to use colour, and the Pretty Peacock is the only colour from the 2019 to 2021 in colours that I bought as a whole pad. All the other colours I just bought as pens, but I really like the Pretty Peacock. Okay, so we're going to do the Merry Christmas for the front of the card, like so, and the font in this set, and the set I'm using is actually, no, it's not the Christmas Gleaming. Which one am I using? Okay, let's see. Here we go. It's from the Perfectly Plaid. I'm using the Merry Christmas from there, and then May This Special Season Be Wrapped in Love and Joy, I think is the other one. No? Yes. Okay. As I said, you know me. If anything can go wrong in my videos, it usually does. Okay, so we've inked this one up, and I'm going to try and get it fairly straight here. No, that didn't work. Okay, we'll try straight ways and see if I'll get it any better this way. No. Okay, get rid of that piece and bring in some more of my Very Vanilla. I'll just move that to the side. I'm going to end up with Pretty Peacock all over me. I can just see that. Make sure I've got the card straight. Oh, I did well. 3rd time's a charm. Okay, that is all of the stamping that we've got to do today. So we can get on with the card. Pop that to the side. Okay, now we've got the stamping done. Pop those aside for a minute. We're going to start the layering. Now, this piece is to go inside the card and will be layered with this piece so that it'll cover like that. So in with my Stampin' Seal. Yes, I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal because I've run out of my Stampin' Seal Plus. So in with the Stampin' Seal. Okay, I'm getting it everywhere and it's sticking to everything. Okay. So there we go. That will go, as I said, inside the card, so that can go aside. This piece is for the top of the very top of the card. Everything is really sticky tonight because it's been such a warm day. And even though I've got the bedroom blind down during the day to try and keep the room cool, the humidity, or yeah, just the humidity in the room is making everything extra sticky. Okay, so this piece goes on top of here like so, and that will be our front piece. Now with our Merry Christmas, I just need, there's no approximate size, it's just whatever sentiment you're going to use. Just give it about 1/8 of an inch or so from each of the words. just an 1/8 of an inch border around each of the words. Just seems to be about the right size, as you can see, so they can go. And then I do have a scrap of copper that I've got left over, so what I'm going to do is pop this on the copper, and just trim this to size as well. So that's those 3 pieces done, and then we've just got the last piece. So back in with the Stampin' seal. There we go, a nice even edge around that one as well. So that will go on the inside of the card. Speaking of cards, here is our card base. As you can see, it's half of a half of an A4 sheet, and I've just scored it in at 4 1/8. Give it a really good crease with the bone folder, and then I'm going to come back in. Just move these aside. Move those out the way for a moment. I'm going to come back in with my paper trimmer. Now, I'm going to have it so that this part I can see very easily, because I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to slide it down so that the fold is in the track straight the way along there, and move my scoring blade out the way, and we're going to bring this blade in to 1 1/4 inches here. I think that was it. Maybe I made it a bit bigger. Bear with me a moment. 1 1/2 inches. So bring the blade in to 1 1/2 inches on this side, and then that's at 5 3/4, so 4 3/4 is 1 inch, and 4 1/4 is 1 1/2 inches in from that side, like so. And then I'm going to bring this into 1 1/2 inches here. So 1.5 inches, which is there. And then bring the score blade, the cutting blade, up to the score line. Flip this over, and once again move this to 1.5 inches, like so, and straight up to the score. And that is how we do the front of this card. So fold that back over again and give it a good press. And because I'm waiting on my blade replacements, I've just got to give a burnish to all of those cuts. Okay, now we're going to bring in our backing piece, which is this one with all the ornaments over it, and that will sit in there really nicely. So back in with the Stampin' seal. And then make sure I've got my ornaments facing the right way. And that can go straight in there, like so. Okay, now I'm going to fold this area down, and I have a scrap of the copper cardstock that I'm just going to cut in half. Doesn't matter how long it is, at the moment. As long as it's about 3 inches wide or more, that's fine. And then what I'm going to do is flip this small panel over and put some Stampin' Seal at the top and the bottom, and then flip it over and give this the same border width as is on the background piece. So I need to move that up just a little bit. So about there. Should be about right. Yes. Yes. Okay. And then do the same on the bottom. Alternately, you can put the Stampin' Seal on there and then line this piece of copper with the piece that's on the base. And that's not quite even. There we go. Press that down. And then just trim from the back of the cardstock so that you know you're cutting that flush with that piece. Okay. And then with this piece, all you have to do is make sure that the border lines up down the bottom there, and that top bit will line up as well. And I've just realized I haven't actually cut that in far enough on that side, so in with my long scissors, and I'm going to cut straight up the side like so. Just nip that piece off, and then with this piece like so, and there we go. I just realised I put that piece on upside down. No! Now if this was Stampin' Seal Plus, I would not have been able to peel that off. Okay, I'm lining those two pieces up again. Bring them down and line them up at the bottom. There we go. In with my bone folder. Now we've got that looking. So we've got that piece done, and then this piece will sit like so over the top. So all we need to do is bring in dimensionals. I'm actually taking those center covers off the covers off the center dimensionals as well. This is not directional, so it doesn't really matter which way it goes. So I'm just going to pop that there. That should be about even. Yes, it is. So as you can see from the front, that really doesn't look like it's any different to a normal card. It's only when you go to open it that you realise. Now, to make sure that this sits square on the inside of the card, I'm just going to cover it with the Stampin' Seal again, and plenty of it because it's got the waxy background around the edges. Line that up so that it's inside the borders of that one. And then bring the back over and press down, and that will be hidden behind the top one, so you won't see it until you open the card up. I've just realised one part of the backing paper here is sticking up because I had to lift it up. I've bent it slightly. So I'm just going to lift that side, that corner up, and pop a glue dot just underneath to hold it down. There we go. Okay, now pop that aside. As you can see, I've adhered 2 pieces of DSP in the lighter colours to a piece of the Pretty Peacock cardstock. This piece measures approximately 2 inches or just over 2 inches, 2¼ inches by 3¼ inches, and the bottom one measures 2 inches by 2 inches square. These are what we're going to punch the decorations out of. So what I didn't use the Stampin' seal. I used our adhesive sheets and just cut a piece of adhesive sheet and stuck it onto the cardstock and then popped the DSP on top. And it just gives a little bit of support to the 2 ornaments. Okay, so I'm going to pop one out of the smaller ornament punch and then trim this off, and then pop this one. Make sure that I've got my ornaments up the right way, pop that in, and just pop a second ornament out of that piece. You can't really get much out of them, so discard. And then I'm going to bring in the card again, and this larger piece can sit off to the edge, and this one will sit just a little bit higher, like so. Okay, so our front sentiment is going to sit just there. So I'm going to flip that over and pop some Stampin' Seal on the back of it. And then I'm going to line that up with equal distances from the bottom and the side there. So that sits nicely there. And then these 2 pieces will sit here. So flip both of them over, and these are going to be popped on with dimensionals just to give them a little bit of height. Okay, now starting with the large one, I'm just going to pop that one a bit lower, and then this one will come in just that little bit higher up the top there. Now the card is almost finished. I'm going to bring in these designer star elements which came out in last year's catalogue. Remember, I'm using products from last year's catalogue that I'd ordered and didn't get a chance to use. But you could just use some rhinestones or pearls just at the top, just to add that little bit of something extra to the ornaments. And then I'm going to pop another one just here, another one just off down the bottom here, and then one more on the backing bit, which is just there. Okay, and that is our card finished. There's the one I prepared as a sample, and then this is the one that we've done today. I really like them. I'm not sure which one I prefer more now that I see them like this. I think they both look really nice, and I hope you do as well. I hope you give it a go. If you'd like to purchase anything used in these cards today, my link is just down below in the description panel. You can click on the link to shop with me, and that will take you to my store. Now also, I will say that the brightly gleaming paper I noticed last night has completely sold out. There's not any available on the website at all. So you won't be able to purchase this particular paper pack. So if you wanted to go with one that's got gold in it or silver in it, that'd be great, because you can get the little gold stars at the moment in this year's catalogue, but you can also get silver embellishments that you can use as well. Okay, that's all from me for today. I will see you tomorrow with a new paper pack. Until then, bye bye.